get you some. Oh, mate, it's lucky she can cook. Wow! G'day, lovelies. Welcome back. Alright, I've been crook all week, but I'm better now, and I'm ready to cook till I drop. So first one on the hit list, quick asparagus quiche. First thing we want to do is preheat our ovens to 180 degrees Celsius. We need to get out 2 sheets of puff pastry to thaw. So whenever I use puff pastry to make the quiches, I love using a standard size square cake tin. Once our pastry's thawed, the first one goes in the base. Okay, make sure you push it down around the bottom. And then our next sheet we want to cut into 4 strips. Right, grab our first strip. I like to use the bottom of the strips to stick it on because it sticks a lot better. Get the flat side down. Move that out the way. Alright, so we want to put it down to the bottom and then press it in. And keep going around and doing the same thing. Once we've done that, I'll just gently fold it over for now. Now for our filling, we're going to need 4 eggs, a 300ml carton of sour cream, 1 cup of grated tasty cheese, 1/4 cup of grated parmesan cheese. Now if you don't like parmesan cheese, just add another 1/4 cup of the tasty cheese. We're going to need a tablespoon of self-raising flour and 1/3 cup of milk. Today I'm going to use a blender. You can also use a food processor. You can put it in a large bowl and beat it up with an electric beater, or if you don't have any of that, put it in a large bowl and beat the crap out of it with a fork. First in is the 4 eggs. Next is the 300ml of sour cream, 1 cup of the grated tasty cheese, 1/4 cup of the finely grated parmesan or 1/4 cup of the tasty, 1 tablespoon of self-raising flour, 1/3 cup of milk. Now we're going to blend it, process it, beat it or stir it. Once we've blended it all through, pour her in there. Okay, now I like to fold the edges over, but only halfway over, and press them in, fold the corners in. Basically so we've got it level with the pan. Once we've done that, as long as we've got clean fingers, just dip it in a little bit and rub it all over our pastry. Alright, once we've done that, we now need the asparagus. Yeah, and this is a 340 gram jar. So if you want to use fresh asparagus, what I would do first is in a frying pan with the tiniest little bit of butter or oil, I would fry them up until they're just tender, put them on some paper towel and then put them on. So I'm going to drain the asparagus out. So you can do it any which way you want. I'm just going to put half across one way. I reckon I'll put half across the other way. And then I'll go back again. Once we've done that and we've got it looking beautiful, we want a little bit of paprika. I've just got the Hungarian sweet, so I'm going to use that today, but you can use any paprika you want. And we're just going to get a little pinch of it with our fingers. And just sprinkle a little bit over the top. Now I'm just going to sit it on a tray. And by now our oven should be up to temperature. Bang her in there. 45 minutes later in my plain electric oven and we've got ourselves a quiche. Mate, it smells frigging amazing in here. Alright, now I'm just going to leave it sit there for 5 minutes to settle down and do its thing. Alright, with a metal spatula. That's why I like it when you fold it over like that, even with it. See how it just clean comes out off the plate? So just go around and loosen up. Alright, I'm going to just chuck a plate over the top, spin it over. Oh, it's a bit hot. Oh, lift it off. Grab another plate. Spin it back. Take it off. Oh yeah, baby. Mate, I could not get a good photo to save my life. There you have it, lovelies. An absolutely Moreish quiche. Give it a crack. Your family is gonna love it. Okay, now we're gonna make the exact same Moreish quiche, but this one is dedicated to my beautiful Aussie expats out there who cannot get a hold of puff pastry. I used to make it like this years ago when I was a spring chicken. Okay, so for this version, we need a solid quiche dish. We want to put it onto a tray and set it aside for a minute. I like putting them onto the trays because it just makes them really easy to get out the oven, basically. For the base, we're going to need 1 brown onion chopped up really, really small, either 1 clove of fresh garlic or 1 heaped teaspoon of jar garlic. We're going to need dry breadcrumbs. I'm just using my homemade ones, but you can use white or wholemeal, and 20 grams of butter. Alrighty, 20 grams of butter on a medium heat. In with the onion, and we just want to cook it till soft. Okay, 3 or 4 minutes later, when it's see-through, we want to turn it off. We want to add our 1 clove of crushed garlic, or 1 heaped teaspoon of our jar garlic, and we want to mix it through really well. Once we've mixed our garlic through, we now want to put our breadcrumbs in, and we want to mix them in really well. Alright, once we've mixed them in well, they'll look a little bit damp, we'll call it. Alright, pour them all in there. Then with our fingertips, we want to just push it all down, all over, nice and firm. Alright, well my homemade breadcrumbs are a bit rustic, so we'll see how we go. Okay, once we flatten it out, we now want to set it aside, and we want to preheat our ovens at 180 degrees Celsius. While the oven's heating up, we're going to make the exact same filling. So first up, 4 eggs, 300 ml of sour cream, 1 cup of grated tasty cheese, 1/4 cup of finely grated parmesan, 1 tablespoon of self-raising flour, 1/3 cup of milk. Now we want to make sure our oven is up to temperature before we put it together. Alright, so when we pour it in this time, we need to get a spoon. So as we're pouring, we want to pour it on the spoon. That way it stops it from digging up the base. Do it nice and low to it. Okay, now we put our asparagus in any which way you want. So I reckon I might do the same kind of thing. Do a few going this way. Did I mention just how Moreish this one is? Okay, with dainty fingers we want to put our paprika on top. Once we've done that, bang her in the oven. 45 minutes later in my plain electric oven, and geez, it smells good. Oh yeah, baby. So with this one, I'm going to leave it sit there for 10 minutes to go down and do its thing. Okay, the first piece never comes out pretty, but we'll see how we go. Now, if you used store-bought breadcrumbs, you wouldn't have this problem at all. It'd be nice and crunchy on the bottom. So usually in the next piece I can grab it from the side. Alright, so I was definitely a little heavy-handed with the butter when cooking the breadcrumb mix. So instead of 20 grams, I'm going to change it to 15 grams. And if you use store-bought dry breadcrumbs, it'll be perfect. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have yourselves an awesome night. I can't wait till you give these a crack. I'll see you really soon. Toodles.